I'm a painter who makes sculpture. And making sculpture is such a different experience because it's logistics, it's planning, you have to be thoughtful, it takes time, there's a lot of moving parts. You don't get that immediate gratification. And my particular style of painting has always pulled from the abstract expressionist. So I engage with momentous movement and immediacy and kind of transient thought and movement. And that's really how I work best and how I really love to work. And working with paper pulp has allowed me to tap back into that part of my practice. We started doing that work and I'd never worked with it before, but there's a big 8-ton press that's in the studio, and we started with explosions. So you basically pour the paper pulp down, and then you push the 8-ton press on it, and it would explode everywhere, which is totally on brand. I started doing arm drawings. I would take my arm and move it across the board, and we'd transfer that onto the paper. Just experimenting with all these different textures and colors, and it really started making sense for me because I'm a colorist. That is the thing that I'm moved by, and that I think is extremely emotional and powerful. And I was trying to get my colors right. And when the paper would dry, you lose all of that saturation. And an artist that I spent a lot of time looking at was Helen Frankenthaler. Just her pours. I come from pouring the paint skins, began with pouring paint and then lifting it back up. That's how I started in the studio as well. In order to get the saturation that I was looking for, I started doing these pours of pure pigment onto the paper. And that's how we started the compositions. And that's when it started hitting.